What's good? What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So we got actually, this is a response video to my uncle 78 Sports TV. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. I had to do a response video, and I definitely got his permission on to do so. To what he was asking earlier in his video with Paulie Malignaggi speaking on Gervonta Davis. And in his video, he asked, how did we feel? Now, he, gave his opinion on how he felt about what Paulie said about Gervonta, or not even Gervonta, but just how black fighters are not marketed unless if they are pretty much perceived as ghetto or, or thugs or something like that. Now, I wouldn't have put it in that term. But what I will say, is I actually agree with Paulie Malignaggi. And I know Unc don't really, care for Paulie Malignaggi and everything. But in this sense, I actually agree with Paulie Malignaggi. And funny thing is, Andre Ward stated this was it Andre Ward? Yeah, Andre Ward stated this a long time ago. That he was talking about how for black fighters, they feel like black fighters have to be they have to have this certain type of aura. They have to be loud and vocal, and they have to be very arrogant in order for them to be sold. And Andre, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can find the clip and post it on here. I just actually paused the video to try to find it, but I couldn't find it. But I definitely remember Andre Ward saying something to the extent of, like, not verbatim, but saying basically like, it's sad that, like, if black fighters aren't marketed unless if they're like bashful or unless if they're trash talking or something like that. But when you have a fighter that's quiet and or respectful and humble like Andre Ward, they don't get marketed as much. And I, I agree with that. I agree with that. And then here's something for you guys that's gonna sit here and say, "Oh, you're race baiting," or you're race baiting. Actually, this is an interview stemming off of Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie Malignaggi stated this here. So don't say that I'm race baiting. We're talking about what Paulie said. And as far as Tank Davis goes, like, this is like who they market. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I agree with that as well, because look at things like this, right? You got guys like Devin Haney, you got guys like Shakur Stevenson, you got guys like you got all these great talents, Terrence Crawford, just so many great talents, right? But then you got somebody like Triple G who comes into the game, right? You got Triple G comes to the game, and he's getting praised because of his knockout ability, right? Truth be told, though, Deontay Wilder didn't get praised for that knockout ability. As a matter of fact, people criticize Deontay Wilder and say he lacks skills. But then you criticize Floyd Mayweather for being boring. You criticize Floyd Mayweather for being boring. You criticize Deontay Wilder for not having skills. And it's like, bro, this is America. This is America that's doing it, right? These two fighters fight absolutely nothing alike. One fighter that gets criticized for not getting the knockouts. Another fighter gets criticized for not having the skills. But then you got somebody like Lomachenko who's not known for his knockout power, but he gets praised as if he's everything. But then you get somebody like Terrence Crawford, and y'all still criticize this dude. Like, and I know for a fact, people are gonna come on here hating, but just talk for a second, just get out your bias and stop, mama, and just think about it for 1 second. Lomachenko or even with Triple G comes in over here, bro, knocks out C and B level fighters. The best names on Triple G's resume is that he's beaten on paper, or just in general. The best names on his resume is Canelo Alvarez, Danny Jacobs, and Kell Brook. He Now, I thought he won against Canelo Alvarez. I definitely will admit that. But on paper, he only beat, the best name that he's beaten is Danny Jacobs and Kell Brook, a welterweight. But yet, y'all will say he's more of a Hall of Famer than Devin Haney. And Devin Haney has actually been in there with a lot of top guys. Now, I'm not oblivious. I'm not going to sit here and act like Triple G was ducked a lot of his career. Yeah, a lot of people ducked him. Sergio Martinez, Miguel Cotto, Peter Quillen, Danny Jacobs at one particular time, Canelo Alvarez at one particular time. No, not many people wanted to fight him, but it was people that did want to fight him. He chose not to fight. Andre Ward, yes, when Triple G said he'll knock out anybody from 154 to 168, it was really 175, but I'm just going to say 168. Andre Ward stepped up and said, well, let's do it. Let's make it happen. He tried to make a fight with two guys that Andre Ward has beaten already. And Andre Ward said, I'm right here. He said, Andre Ward, nah, you got to come down to 164. Now, what's the irony in that? Here we go. Check this out. You wanted Andre Ward to fight you at 164 for his title, but yet you didn't want to go to 155 to fight Canelo for your title. You see the contradiction in that? But anyways, we ain't even got to finish on that. But I'm just saying though, this is exactly the issues that I have in this. And again, you guys are gonna try to say, oh yeah, you're race baiting, but Paulie said this first, so you know. As far as what I had to say about Tank Davis, I recently did a video about Tank's career, and I stated that Tank does not care about his legacy. And I backed it up by saying, have you ever seen Tank, have you ever heard Tank try to fight, like talk about unifying the division, or have you ever seen him in a legacy fight? And I got an inbox, a nasty little inbox, and I'm not even gonna put it on here because I don't want to give this dude no justice or no credit. But dude says, nah, you're a Tank Davis hater. I'm a Tank Davis hater, but every video I do on Tank, I always state that Tank is my favorite fighter at 135. I just want to see him at one evenly in exciting matchups, in good matchups. Like, ain't that crazy how boxing is the only sport where you'll be called a hater because you want to see a top fighter face another top fighter? Like, ain't that crazy how that works? Like, that is crazy to me. But anyways, he said I'm a hater because I feel like Tank Davis doesn't care about his legacy. Well, shout out to my Uncle 78 Sports TV. I actually got this clip from this video, and I wish I would have saw this clip when I did my video, because I would have put it on the video to back me up, but I'm going to put it on this video to back up what I said. Just take a listen to what Tank Davis himself said.
Me and fighters is, y'all better realize, me and fighters are different. We way different. I don't look at it like, I don't care about belts, and I don't care about that stuff. I don't care about none of that. I worry about getting my money and getting out of here. That's what I worry about.
So what y'all got? Hey, to the person that inboxed me and said I'm a Tank hater because I said Tank doesn't care about legacy, what do you have to say after hearing that clip from Tank Davis? What do you have to say? Tank stated he just care. He don't care about belts. He care about getting his money and moving. Y'all excuse my daughter. It's my daughter. Yeah, I know. What do you have to say about that? Am I still a hater, or are you gonna defend that? How can you defend that? And I'm not even being funny. I'm curious. I really want to know, how do you defend that? What do you say now? Do you like how do you state that? Anyways, it just proves what I was saying. Tank Davis does not care about his legacy. He's in it for the money, and I'm not mad at him. Now, I will say this. I don't know. I think this is a rumor. I haven't saw anything to confirm this being true, but it was a post going saying that Tank Davis is making $200 million fighting Jake Paul. Now, it was on Facebook. I don't trust any Facebook post. I went and Googled it. I didn't see it. But I will say this, bro. If that number is remotely close, if Tank's payday is remotely close to $200 million, then I'm gonna backtrack everything I stated, because, bro, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not finna sit here and act like I wouldn't have done the same thing. Like, $200 million, that's hard to walk away from, and I could understand it. But I don't think Tank is making $200 million, maybe $20 million. But I don't think he's making I don't think he's gonna make $200 million. But if that is the case, then I will I will retract my statements on Tank Davis making a fight with Jake Paul if he's making 200 million. If it's not 200 million or anything close to 200 million, then I stand on what I said. This is some BS, and Tank just needs to retire after this, bro. Get you a nice bag and retire, bro. Like, cause at this point, what are you even holding? You're holding the belt for hostage at this point. You got the WBA belt. Let somebody that cares about their legacy fight for that title, and you just continue to fight for the checks. And also, don't get mad. Excuse me. Also, don't get mad when we say that you are. Don't get mad when your name is not included with the greats. You can't get mad at that because I mean, you don't care about legacy. So you can't get mad when when we mention the greats, like when we mention Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and all them, Lomachenko and all them, don't get mad when your name is not mentioned. All right, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?